Hello, this is Multi-Fandom, and I am here to review the One Piece episode 635. Pretty much this episode introduced a new character, Bartholomew. We got more, into him, more. We found out more what he's all about, and stuff like that, as we did with Rebecca last episode. But sorry, sorry. I'll talk more about that later on. Pretty much at the beginning, we see Bellamy, who came up to Luffy at the ending of last episode, and said, no matter what disguise you wear, I know it's you, Straw Hat. And then it ended right there. So, and now, with the start of this episode, we go back into that, but we hear Luffy doesn't know who he is at first. And, we see some flashbacks of, Luffy beating up Bellamy back in the Skypiea arc in Mocktown, I believe it was. We see that. We see some flashbacks of that. And then we hear more about Bellamy. Bellamy, apparently, he was saying at the beginning of his speech, that Doflamingo was an inspiration to him. That Doflamingo was his favorite pirate when he was a kid. So, and he also has the Doflamingo, pirate flag, Jolly Roger thing tattooed on him, here and on both of his arms. So he's obviously, huge fan of the Doflamingo pirates. And then we also hear that he has no interest in it. He entered the tournament, I guess, if he wins, then he could talk to Doflamingo and say, like, look how strong I am. Can I join your family and be a part of it? I'm thinking that's what it is. And then we hear that Bellamy, also, he went to Skypiea. Now, if you remember, as I said, Bellamy was making fun of Luffy, saying, like, a city of gold and a sky island, stuff like that. That's preposterous. That's unlogical. It's not real. It's fake. Don't listen to all this. There's no way that's possible. Luffy obviously didn't believe it and found Sky Island. And then Bellamy, he said, I went to Sky Island. Shocker, right there. Bellamy actually went to Sky Island. The person who said it wasn't real went there. Now, he said he did lose his entire crew when he was there, trying to get there back down, I guess. He said that. And then, that's pretty much all we hear about Bellamy. And then we go, or Bellamy and Luffy. And then we go to Robin, the Hand Caesar Over crew, the Robin, Caesar, Usopp, Law. Yeah, that's right. We see them at a restaurant, I guess it would be. And they're outside, sitting on a table, talking with the owner or a waiter or someone, asking them about Greenbit, which is the island that they have to hand Caesar over to, or on, to Doflamingo. And he's pretty much saying, like, you don't want to go there. Are you researchers or explorers? And then Usopp says something like that. And Usopp says something like that. And then the person replies with, you don't want to go there unless you're willing to risk your life. And then Usopp, who is, the curious one, asks why. The bridge looks fairly sturdy. And then back to the shop owner, he says, well, the water around, it's not the bridge that's the problem, the water around it, there are big fighting fish that attack the bridge and are massive and can kill you. And then Usopp and Caesar panic and say, we gotta do this somewhere else, And then we hear about a new group from the world government, CP0. Now, we hear about these guys when they walk past and Robin, sort of pulls down her hat, trying to hide her face. Looks down, Usopp asks, "What are you doing?" And then Usopp turns around and sees these people standing there. He doesn't know who CP9 is, or CP0 is. And then Robin gives a little the investigation intelligence agency in the world government. Well then, they sound, and apparently they're very strong because Robin was saying they are stronger than CP9, and CP9 was fairly strong. So we'll have to see we might see just how strong they are. You never know. And then Robin says wherever they are, good does not follow, and law agrees. And we skip to Zoro. I don't have much to say about Zoro. No, his part's not very important. Pretty much what happened with Zoro is he, still running around trying to catch a sword, and he does, but he on top of buildings and all that fun stuff to try and catch his sword, and he gets it, and then the fairy says like no or something, and then sort of throws him off of the building, and then drops the bag on top of him, and then says, "Oh God, what have I done? What have I done? I'm sorry." And then that's all for Zoro. And then we skip, and then we go to the samurai. And the samurai, who is running along, meets this sort of gang thing. Sort of a gang. And then he gets stopped by them, and the gang pretty much says, like, "You're Firefox. You're the samurai. You're a samurai." And the samurai was saying, "No, I'm not. You must have me mistaken for someone else." And they were saying, "What about the top knot hair?" And all this stuff. He was just trying to be like, "No, I'm not the samurai. What are you saying?" And then eventually he just gave up and was like, "Yes, I'm the samurai. Okay, what is it?" And then the gang, the person with the helmet thing, with all the spikes coming off it, says pretty much like, "We know where your friend is." And like, "You don't." And they said, and then the gang leader says, "Well, you got to follow my orders." And then that's all for the samurai. And then we go to Bartholomew, who I was talking about at the beginning of the video, saying we, get a little insight to him. And then he confronts Maynard the Punisher, and says, like, "What did you do to my crew?" All that stuff. And then we see them get into a little fight, where Maynard the Punisher actually attacks Bartholomew, and then he does something like this or something. He might be a devil fruit user. If you read the manga, you'd know. If you don't, then you obviously won't. But and then we go to Sanji and Violet just walking around. Sanji's mad. He is with every girl he sees. And then we see the gang, the same one that were going after the samurai. We see them, sort of creeping around, and then we get a view of a guy on a tower, who is apparently 16 meters away. That's what Sanji said when he, came back on the ground. And so the sniper actually tries to kill Violet. I think it was Violet, and I guess Sanji too. And then Sanji, who his observation haki must be very strong, if he can hear, if he can hear and sense a sniper 15 minutes away, 15 meters away, and then he senses it, and then pretty much does the moonwalk thing, the moon jump thing, and kicks the sniper, and then falls back down. And then Sanji and Violet have this whole love thing, as I said, like he has with every other girl. And then that's pretty much Sanji and Violet. And then we see the Sunny Protection crew, which consists of, the Samurai Son, no, Brock. Oh, yeah, whatever. Brock. Yeah, that's right. Whatever. Don't matter. Anyways, we see them, and they're doing, their thing. Chopper's playing with the Samurai Son, playing shotgun or something. Brook is over there playing, or he's playing something, saying like, I don't like it, don't like it, and like when you bury someone and all that, doing what he does. And then we hear someone or something inside Sunny, and song that Brook is playing. And then everyone there gets freaked out, and then Nami says, Chopper, Brook, go in. Brock, go in. Go in and see what's going on, as she would. So they go in, and they open the door, and all they see is the inside of it, sort of like this painting. Now, this is the same thing as I said for Bath Romeo. If you read the manga, you'll know what this is. If you don't, you won't be entirely sure, but I'm sure you could have some guesses. And then we skip to Bath Romeo, who has beaten the Navy soldier, and we see this guy going around being like, is Bath Romeo here? And then he comes out, and then the guard says, like, B block is getting ready, so we know that he's in B block. And then he said, have you seen this other guy? And Bath Romeo says, I don't know, I don't think so. And then pretty much the person who the guard says was the Navy soldier, who apparently entered with a fake name. As I said, Bath Romeo is very strong. He's very strong. And the Navy, I don't see why more people to the tournament to, try and win this, because they could, if they put really strong people in, they could win the, whole tournament and then take the Marimar no Mi. But also, they could lose very strong people, so I guess, that was their thought. And then we hear some stuff that Bath Romeo has actually done. He apparently became infamous and entered the New World in about a year, which is, fairly impressive. I don't know how long it took the Straw Hats to do it, but because we didn't get really a timeline, but I think it's around a year and a half. So then we hear about that, and then pretty much we hear that he apparently bombed innocent civilians and, all that stuff. So, and that is all I say about the One Piece 135. If you want to see more, like and subscribe. I will be posting a manga review for chapter 739 soon, probably more than likely right after this video, as I, read it first. And yeah, this is Multifan.